Hi, my name is Andrea Callahan, and I'm here for 10 Faces of She, presenting a very quick synopsis of the power of goals upon the buttress of your objectives. In my trainings, I am often asked, what is the difference between goals and objectives? So I wanted to just take a few moments just to give you a clear understanding that goals and objectives are actually not one and the same. At the end of this short video, I want you to understand that objectives are the support system for your goals. They really serve as a prop, a brace, in order for your goals to be obtained. They reinforce your goals. They're kind of the servant for your goals. And so I want you to understand that, so when you're setting up your life plan, you're very clear how to use these two tools to execute the life that you intend. So goals are really a broad plan. Your goals are wide. Your goals are not tangible. They are not concrete. They are not precise at all. And they are very general in speaking. Unlike objectives that are a narrow plan and that are very exact and specific and detailed. Your objectives can be substantiated, and you can verify them because they're concrete, they're visible, they're touchable. So I want you to be clear the difference between the objective and the goal. In fact, your goals can't really be measured, unlike your objectives, which can be measured. You can put a timetable on your objective. Your goals are generally long-term. When you state that you have a goal, it's usually something that's in the distant future. Something that you can't really put your fingers on, but it's something that's in your dream. It's something that you really want to attain. You have that desire. Unlike the objective, which is something concrete that you're going to have accomplished. It's something that you can verify is completed. And your goals are the purpose towards why you're doing something, what your endeavor is directed towards. Unlike the objective is your effort, the action, your purpose for obtaining the goal. So if you think about, if we just talk for a moment to give you an example to really help you formulate in your mind the difference. If I were to ask someone, tell me a goal that you would like to obtain. Tell me about a dream that you have. And they said to me, I want to own my own business. Okay, that's a great goal. You want to own your own business. So what are the steps that you need to take to own your own business? What do you need to do to become a business owner? That is going to be your objective. So your objective is going to be, I'm going to get a business license so I can sell vintage clothing to women on Main Street in a store, and I want to have it done by the end of the month. See how I want to run my own business. I want to be a business owner is very broad. It's very obscure. It's not something that you can really touch. It's not really something that's real. You can't really measure that. You can't corroborate that you want to be a business owner. Unlike you want to get a business license, that's exact. To sell vintage clothing, that's solid, that's material, that's real. You want to sell clothing to women. That's very specific. That's very detailed. In a store, that's tangible, that's touchable, that's concrete. On Main Street, again, that's exact. That's very accurate. You want to do it on Main Street, and you want to do it by the end of the month. That's calculated. That's planned. You are deliberately going to get your business license by the end of the month. And so there you're measuring your objective. So if you think about, your goal is your plan. That's your dream. That's the broader sense of what it is that you want to accomplish to make your life fulfilling. Your objective is the action to fulfill that plan. The goal is the drive. It's the driver. That's what moves you. That's what inspires you. And that's not concrete at all. That's not tangible. That's very abstract. However, the objective is very detailed. It's very precise, and it's very real, because your objective, its only purpose is to service the goal. And so that's something that's evident. It's not elusive, it's not obscure, it's very definite. So I'm hoping that you'll be able to understand that your goal is very important, but your goal can stand alone because it is the more important of the two. Your goal can remain independent. You can have an infinite goal. You can have an infinite goal of wanting to lose weight and never have that realized, never have it materialize. And it may not ever be specific because you're not saying how much weight you want to lose. You're not saying when you want to lose the weight by. Unlike the objective is going to say, I want to lose 30 pounds in 6 months. I want to drop 2 pant sizes or whatever. So your objective is crucial, but it's not as important as the goal. And the objective is only important because the goal is important. So you need to understand that your goal is the leader. Your objective is the backbone, is the brace, is the reinforcement to support the leader. So how do you achieve your goals and how do you figure out what your objectives are? So the first thing you do is you answer a few quick questions. What conditions are necessary for you to achieve your goals? What state of mind do you have to have? What's the environment in your life? What situation has to be in place in order for you to achieve your goal? What's the setup? What's the circumstances that need to be surrounding you in order for you to achieve your goals? What resources do you need? Take a look at your assets. Do you need funds? Do you need staff, supplies, materials? You have to figure out what you need to have in order to obtain your goal. What skills need to be developed? So first you have to take a look at your current expertise and see, do you have the ability to obtain your goal? Do you have the competence to obtain your goal? And if you fall short somewhere, then you need to figure out what skills do you need to be developed in order to obtain your goal. What knowledge must you have? You have to have a certain comprehension, a command of whatever it is that you're intending to do. You must have a clear understanding of it. You must be proficient in what that is that you're trying to obtain. You have to have the know-how. And you also have to know what you need to accomplish before you can achieve your goal. So if there's something that has to happen before you can achieve your goal, then you need to realize that first. So if you have to attain something first, prior to achieving your goal, then that you have to make sure that you do or you won't be able to execute your goal. So if we go back to the original example where you want to own your own business, what does your life have to look like? What's your state? What's your environment look like? So for one, you probably would need to be stable in your personal life. You probably would need to have finances that are taking care of your personal life. So perhaps you could have the resources, the funds, the assets to be able to put into your business. You have to have that skill. So if you want to open a store and sell women's clothing, then you probably would need to have an expertise in clothing, in retail. You would certainly need to have the understanding of being able to, one, run a business. You would like to have some accounting skills so you can manage your money, so you can keep track of your whatever money is going out, whatever purchases you're making. You need to be able to calculate what money you're coming in to know if you're running your business in the red or if you're profitable or not. And so you have to be able to command a certain level of thinking to be an entrepreneur. You need to be creative. You need to be able to think outside the box. You need to think about advertising and all these other things that come with being a business owner. And you may need to further your education, or you may need to save some money before you open a store. You may need to do some research on women's clothing. You may need to research your market and find out what women are in your area or what women are in need of, and you need to check out the competition and see what they're selling and maybe find a niche of your own. And so those are the things that you need to do before you can achieve your goal. And so once you take a look at these quick questions, once you get your answers, those answers, in fact, are going to become your objectives. So whatever your answers to those questions are, you write those down, and then you create your objectives from your answers. And so there you have it. It's very quick. At the end of this, you just really need to understand that your goal is the leader and your objective services the goal. Your objective is the reinforcement of your goal. And as long as you can understand that and materialize that, you will be in a good place to meet your goals. And of course, if you have any further questions or you would like some additional training and resources, please join us at AndreaCallahan.com. And I thank you for joining us today. And as always, 10 Faces of She, women are evolving, empowered, exceptional, revolutionary.